All right. How is it going, you magnificent sons of bitches? I'm back yet again here and do a show about some of the more interesting free agents as it was. We've got a few that could talk about, and I want to go ahead and just throw my opinions where they should go, where they would fit, and basically, where I think would be the best. Let me go ahead and send this link. A little late. We were going to do another show, but since he didn't get back in time for me, I already started. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the free agents. I'm going to bring their guy, Malik X. He'll help me discuss about the free agents. We're going to do another show about the double standards in sports media later on, and you damn sure don't want should be a pretty good show about the double standards, that the recent double standards in the media, in the sports media, and in the sports world. So definitely you want to go ahead and stay tuned to that one. But there are I'm going to say a number, but there are a few free agents out there. And hey, Malik, this is the free agency show. I'm going to go over some interesting possibilities for some free agents that may be coming out this year.
Okay, cool.
So we'll go ahead and get to the first one, because this guy was just in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and that's Colin Kaepernick. What do you think about probably San Francisco? I figure because you hear the shit in the media so damn much, in the sports media as it is, you can kind of already see the writing on the wall. They're moving away from Colin Kaepernick. More than likely, these teams are going to reach for quarterbacks. A lot of people are saying that the California boy, Jared Goff, and that could be another Jim Druckenmiller type scenario for San Francisco. It appears that they're going to go away from Colin Kaepernick, and so what are your thoughts on possibility of San Francisco releasing Colin Kaepernick, man?
I hope they release him. I was talking with a friend of mine at work. I think Colin Kaepernick would make a good Dallas Cowboy quarterback behind our line. He's tall, he's mobile, and like I said, if he can't find nobody open, he can run. I think Colin Kaepernick. I would take Kaepernick over RG3, and especially over Johnny Manziel, because I think Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, I think Kaepernick still has a bright future. He's still good. He's still young, and like I said, he's got skills. He got skills to pay the bills.
I think that Colin Kaepernick is one of those guys just in a number. Now you could say, well, he's heckle crap. A true legitimate number one. I've studied into the San Francisco. They really never really. He had Anquan Bolden was his best year, which was the closest thing, and Anquan Bolden was always a number 2 wide receiver anyways. I think that it would be interesting because I kind of want to see him go down to Houston. Houston has a young wide receiver named DeAndre Hopkins. I think that the possibility is there. I think they need to go running back this year, especially since they'll be drafting into the mid to late round. They may end up picking up Ezekiel Elliott. I would let go of Arian Foster and probably try and pick him. But Kaepernick is still young, in a couple of more years that you want to groom to take over the starting job. But I think that you can roll with he could be a franchise player. He was you don't go from being as high as Kaepernick is just to being complete and utter garbage he is. We know that's the system. And so I think he's, because, like I said, he is one of those guys, chip on his shoulder. He'll have one good wide receiver. Now they need to pick up another wide receiver body, somebody to get in there and bang around and get into the red zone. But and they also need a tight end. I'd like to see him go down to Houston and play with DeAndre Hopkins and see what he can do, if he can bring that energy and that excitement back. What do you think, man?
Oh, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, like I said, anywhere Kaepernick goes, any team would be lucky to have him. Like I said, if he can go and produce, and like I said, bring the excitement, and bringing the fans will cheer for him. It'd be great. Like I said, I like Kaepernick. He's got a good future. Like I said, I would like to see him become a Cowboys quarterback if Jerry Jones was smart and did some smart business. And I go for garbage, and just for somebody who draws controversy,
Here's another team that would be interested in a guy like Colin Kaepernick. But another team that would be in the market for a quarterback probably would be the Phillies. What do you think?
Your audio broke a little bit. Who you mentioned?
The Philadelphia Eagles, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, no, because while you're talking, the audio kind of breaks up a little bit. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah. The Eagles could use him too. Yeah, like I said, any team would be lucky to have him. The Eagles, anybody in the NFC, anybody in the AFC. I think if anybody gets him, it would have to be a team that really needs a quarterback, like a team who had a losing season with a bad quarterback. Like I say, the Houston Texans, they could use him, because they got the playoffs last year, and that first playoff game that they, like I said, were in, they did horribly, and they basically got beat down and sent home right now on home field. So, yeah, any losing team would be happy to have or lucky to have a Kaepernick.
Yeah, the team would be the Cleveland on Kaepernick. The only bad thing about the Browns is they really don't have much as way of real excitement on that offense, and they need a lot of help in a lot of different areas. More than likely, Cleveland will take that young quarterback to try to groom, and they can't keep him on the field. So what would you think if say Cleveland picked up Colin Kaepernick?
Oh, well, Cleveland picked him up. Yeah, I believe that would be a good addition to their team. Thing is, like I said, I wish my dad was on the Hangouts. Like I said, you spoke to him last week once. I'm trying to convince him to get a Gmail account and come on Hangouts with us, because I think you like him for this channel. He's a diehard Browns fan. He goes back 19 into the 1930s with them. Like I said, he saw Otto Graham play, loves Jim Brown, and he would give a lot of insight to this. Thing is, Colin Kaepernick is a good player, but the whole Browns organization is really messed up right now. I mean, the owners, the coaches, I mean, they have talent, but the guy coaching, it's like every coach they have each year, they promise good things and never deliver. So they call plays, the plays aren't executed. So basically, even if he goes there, he's just one man. He can't, improve the whole team. The whole team has to rally around him, and they have to use him to the best of his ability, and also call and execute plays, and also have the coaching staff of a discipline, to make it work. Because otherwise, you just send him to a team that's still going to lose and not go to the playoffs year after year.
Yeah, that would be another team that would be interested, that's in the market for a quarterback. Like I said, I wouldn't say that I was the biggest Colin Kaepernick fan, but definitely the kid's got talent. The thing about Cleveland is they need help everywhere, and I just don't see it on that defense too. That's why I'm hoping they go defense this year in the first round, because they really need really getting to the quarterback.
Yeah. Okay, your mic audio is broken up all together completely.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, no, it's like when you're talking, it starts to echo off, and then it stops, and then it starts again. That's why I missed the team you mentioned the first time, the Eagles, when you mentioned the Eagles first time. No, but yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
my dad knows more about Cleveland than me, and if he was on there, he could tell you whether they need help. But like I said, he watches every game each year for the past couple of years. We have DirecTV, and we get the NFL DirecTV package, and he watches every Cleveland game. And after a while, he gets so disgusted he turns it off.
I I think that Cleveland they need some help on that defense. I'm hoping that they in this draft, but don't be surprised if they don't. I mean, if you're Cleveland, you're looking for a quarterback in free agency. I think that you've ruined enough fucking quarterbacks in the draft. So let's go for a quarterback in free agency. Probably is what I would do if I was Cleveland. But they'll probably pick up another quarterback in the draft. So the only other team, and I'll give you the only other team that I can sit there and think would be interested in Colin Kaepernick at this point is the team that got Nick Foles last year. ESPN's been dogging Nick Foles all fucking year, like they know what the fuck they're talking about. I myself, but that would be the fixing a soon-to-be LA Rams. So, what's your thoughts on that, Malik?
Well, the LA Rams aren't a bad team anyway. I mean, they didn't go to the playoffs, but they beat Seattle. They actually have a good team, and I think they're a diamond in the rough team. I think if Kaepernick went to the Rams, I think it'd be a perfect fit. They have a pretty good offensive line. They know how to move the ball, and they play some pretty decent defense. And also, I'm pretty sure if you know, one of their defensive players is actually the son of Road Warrior Animal, Laurinaitis. He plays for the Rams, last I heard. But
yeah, James Laurinaitis.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick would be a fine addition to the Rams roster because the Rams are a diamond in the rough. I'm looking for the Rams maybe to go to the playoffs this year and make some noise because they have a good team,
So we'll go ahead and get into the second free agent quarterback that just went ahead, passed all his physicals, is going to be released, and Griffin. So give me your thoughts on Robert Griffin, Malik.
Oh, RG3. Thoughts on him? Well, if he can stay healthy, I think he also would be a fine addition to any team. Like I said, I would try him out in Cleveland, or like I said, whatever team is losing. If the thing is, I know he likes to run. He basically, when he plays quarterback, he likes to play his game his way. That's the way it works. But if you can convince him to be a little smarter, even though he runs, to slide and not take a hit, I think he'd be okay. I think he could last maybe 5 or 6 more years, despite his knee problems. Because, like I said, those injuries he has sustained can be prevented. So, and like I said, behind a good offensive line, I think RG3 could be a future Super Bowl MVP. And once again, I would mind him coming to Dallas, but that might cause ego problems with Tony Romo. I don't know, but like I said, you put him, you can send him maybe to, like I said, also he could be a good possibility for the Houston Texans, basically any losing team, Cleveland. But I don't think my dad, even my dad, wouldn't want him on Cleveland, But I think he'd be a foundation of Cleveland once again. Cleveland's got a lot of problems. They need to overhaul their whole team. You send him to, like I said, he might go to the Eagles. That's a possibility too. I'm sure the Eagles looking at him because Dallas is the only place people look at him. So the Giants are set. So I don't think they want him. But also, I'm looking at the AFC too because I'm pretty sure there's some AFC teams in the market that could probably use him too.
Well, here's my thing with Robert Griffin. It seems like Jay Gruden with the second pick over all a couple of years ago, and they really haven't done anything with Robert Griffin. I don't think that Jay Gruden actually, in and of himself, won. I think he always wanted Kirk Cousins, and that was the direction that he wanted to go. I think Robert Griffin is a hell of an athlete. I think if done right, trained up all the tools, he can succeed. I think that it's going to take a couple of years before he can you know, go ahead and give him a couple of years to learn the game. And not in addition, one thing that you got to understand is that Robert Griffin has the throw incredible accuracy whenever he does set the ball, and he is an amazing runner. So you're going to have that. He just needs to be some. So I mean, he is. They like coming to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Robert Griffin was a playoff quarterback a couple of years ago. I just don't think that the center to run fit RG3. I don't think that Gruden was committed to RG3, because why would you get a quarterback in the second or third round if you know you're you know what? I'm gonna have to cut this show off, Malik.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and do a part 2 in probably about a couple more hours.
Okay.
But go ahead and read, and we'll go ahead and continue part 2 of NFL free agency. Probably in about. Well, no, we'll go ahead and continue on. Never mind. But where are some places that I mean, Dallas Cowboys to me is my number one option for RG3. So how would you feel about RG3 in Dallas backing up Romo for a couple of years?
Oh, I would love it. It would be excellent, because then we would have another good quarterback to back up Romo. Because personally, Romo I think should go ahead and retire. He's had that broken clavicle twice now, and I don't want to see him get a third strike on that in that same area. So that's not good. And the thing is, in the offseason, or during the season when they had surgery and fixed him, they did I guess what you call a half-ass job, a cheap job, just to patch him up and send him back on the field. He got re-injured. Now he's having major surgery to correct it all the way, and if he's still on the team. So if he comes back and plays, takes a direct hit, that's it. If I was Romo, I would go ahead and hang it up. The guy's been there over 10 years, and like I said, the previous season, that playoff game against the Packers, that was his best shot at going to the Super Bowl, and we didn't win. So I think he just needs to, close the chapter on his career. He had a good career, but he just couldn't get a Super Bowl ring. I mean, hell, Dan Marino, who was an awesome quarterback, never got a ring. He was a better quarterback than Romo and never got a ring. But like I said, RG3 back on Romo, yeah, that'd be awesome. And also, I would like to keep that number 17, Kellen Moore, as third stringer, because he did pretty good when he stepped in. He's a rookie, but not a rookie. He's been in the league. He came from Detroit. Our offensive coordinator, who was in Detroit, I knew him. That's why he tried him out. So, like I said, he was comfortable. He had confidence, and if he gets a chance, he's only 26. He can become something special in the future. But RG3 back on Romo, yeah, I'm totally with that concept.
I think that would be the perfect scenario for RG3 since he is from Texas. He does want to come. He wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. You can find Tony Romo, and that offensive line is pretty legit. So he won't have to be running. He's already used to playing with the rag and tick. His offensive line didn't block for him. So, our RG3 is going to make that running game be that much better behind that offensive line. Plus, he'll have Des Bryant there for probably a few more years. He did play his college ball with Terrence Williams, who is the number 2 wide receiver in Dallas. I think it would be a dream scenario.
Yes, it would.
For RG3.
Yeah, we'd have a good team.
What's up?
I said we'd have a dream team in Dallas if RG3 can come to Dallas, along with Terrence Williams. Yeah, and Des Bryant, he had an operation on that broken foot, so he may be out for a while. I don't know if he's going to play next year. I mean, he should. Like I said, he's a franchise player, but I hope he plays. But yeah, RG3 behind that offensive line, yeah, I can see that. That would totally be in sync. Thing is, now with RG3, the reason why the Skins offensive line didn't block for him like they did at the time, RG3, his head got big. He doing commercials, had his wife, he had special privileges. He had his wife come to the facility when other players' wives weren't allowed. and he kind of became a prima donna in the locker room and on the media, because when he talked to the media, he was kind of messing up there. And other players didn't like it, and see when you have a big head, your offensive line is going to send you a message, and that's what they did. So but I think I'm thinking by his time on the bench and being demoted to third string, I'm hoping he's maturing and grown up, so he sees the error of his ways. Like I said, I still like him. I think he can still be great. He just got to grow up a little and become more mature. Paulson, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a thumbnail ready for this video. So there's another team that like I said, we go through all the teams. Let's go ahead and get into RG3, Houston Tech G3.
You saying RG3 and with the Houston Texans?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the Houston Texans also could use him. Yeah, just as well as they could use Kaepernick. Yeah, RG3 and Houston, I think, would be a good addition, depending on how good their offensive line is, and what their scheme is. Like I said, one player is only as good as his offensive line is. If the Houston Texans can develop a scheme and the offensive line can protect him, if they have top-notch players, then I think RG3 will do fine too. Otherwise, of course, he'll run, but he'll be running for his life. Like I said, you don't want him to take any more hits on that knee.
Yeah, the thing about Houston is that they're looking for a quarterback to sustain drives. I think they had an offense built up around a quarterback to sustain drives. Like I said, they're just missing a couple of more pieces on that offense. Their defense is phenomenal. RG3, that guy to sustain drives, get first. Cam Newton is for Carolina, and I think he would do very, very well in Houston because Houston's defense is set up. So that brings me on into the Cleveland Browns. What do you think their interest would be in RG3?
A quarterback that can, like I said, a quarterback that can hold the drive and that can lead the team. But see, Cleveland, you can put RG3 in Cleveland, and Cleveland can still have a losing season. That's the thing. See, RG3 can only do so much. Their defense, like I said, their defense has to stop people, and the defense doesn't do that. So, any player you put in Cleveland, one player, he's just one player. It's not going to change the whole perspective of the team.
Yeah, that's they have not built up a team around anybody, and that's why they have to lose. Like I said about pass rush, you need to go into the draft, deep rounds, get some offensive linemen, and rebuild that team so you can actually sustain an offense. And that's what Cleveland doesn't do. They always go after. They end up going losing year after year. They've picked in the top 10 year after year. The pick of the litter would have already turned their franchise around, but Cleveland hasn't done that. They've stayed in the doghouse, and I don't see them doing anything to help that team. And if you do bring in a guy like Robert Griffin, who was already pretty much ruined by the Redskins, like I said, they know that I don't think that's Griffin. So I mean, not be for Robert Griffin to go. They kill quarterback. I think. So we'll go on to the next team that would be interested in it, and this is a big one. This is a name that's always thrown out there. Would be the Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I think Griffin will be good with the Eagles as well. If he stays in the NFC, if he stays in the NFC East, it would either be the Eagles, either Eagles or the Giants as a backup. But yeah, the Eagles could use him. Yeah, because the Eagles have a good team, good offensive line. They beat us the second game or the second time. We played them. So like I said, just let RG3 play his game, but also train him to play it smart, where he will not get hurt. You know, if he runs, if he gets the yards, just teach him to slide. Or if he's got protection in the pocket, he'll pick him apart with a pass. Like I said, very accurate passer. He can go deep, you know, so RG3 can kill you in probably 10 to 15 different ways if you're not careful.
Yeah, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles offense took a hell of a hit when Chip Kelly dismantled it. So it's not the same Philadelphia offense, and we don't know the same system's going to work in Philadelphia under their new coach as it would with Chip Kelly. If this was last year, if Chip Kelly could have got a hold of RG3 last year, I think that would have fit RG3 a little bit better. But since you know, it's a regime change in Philadelphia, I'm not sold on. They may go in and try to get their guy, and rightfully so. I think if you're Philadelphia, that would probably be the best way to get your team. So we'll go ahead and get into the other team that would be probably in the market for a quarterback, and that's the St. Louis Rams. What do you think?
Yeah, I think RG3 and the St. Louis Rams, once again, it'd be a good fit. They have a good team. The way they played last year, they should have went to the playoffs. But, you know, I guess, you know, they look good one week, then they look bad the next week. The Rams have a lot of talent on that team, on offense and defense, on both sides of the ball. So I think RG3 would be a good fit like a glove for the Rams. And possibly the way the Rams play, maybe RG3 could help lead them to a playoff berth and maybe the Super Bowl.
Like do have a badass defense. They've built for years on that defense.
Oh, yeah.
They got to me what I thought was going to be the next Adrian Peterson coming out of college, and Todd Gurley. I thought that was a hell of a pickup. The Rams, they do have pretty steady, pretty decent wide receivers, big-bodied wide receivers, especially in the red zone. That's what you want. They don't have any really game breakers. They have but I think with RG3, I think that offense could really click. I think it could really work for RG3. You know, he just needs to learn to basically develop his pocket passing game. Definitely go ahead. But if not, I think that actually the LA Rams would probably go to, because they are ready to win. And so that would be very, very interesting. And I would like to see him stick it to fucking Washington. I really would. Like, get a quarterback with the second pick overall and then pick his replacement in the following round. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't make any sense for them to like that ever. You have to go with Robert Griffin. They just picked him because of the sports media. And, you know, hey, that's fine. Always go with Robert Griffin.
That's true. So, yeah, like I said, if he would come to Dallas, I would like to see him stick it to the Redskins. That would really be blowing the Redskins in between their legs. I mean, you know, so to speak. But like I said, only time will tell. You know, like I said, if Jerry Jones, depends on what kind of money to offer him. See, that this is going to be like a bidding war. Teams are going to bid on RG3 on how many they're playing. Plus, like I said, see, the NFL is now a business. Whoever has the most cash, that's where RG3 will throw the pass.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get into this one. This one is going to end up in free agency, but I definitely like his style of play. He was a very, very dependable player for this team for years. The team revolved around his offensive production pretty much, and that is Matt Forte. So, name some places that would be interesting to you.
Matt Forte. I wouldn't mind seeing him come to Dallas as well. The Eagles probably a good place for him, as with the Rams. Maybe even like Houston Texans. Maybe possibly who's another losing team? Hell, maybe the Buccaneers or the Raiders could use him. You know, any team that had a losing season. You know, maybe even Minnesota or Miami. Yeah, Matt Forte is a long time.
I mean, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, one team that you said would be Miami. Definitely needs some heal, but here's one of the plays that I do what Tom Brady can do with a running back of that caliber. I mean, most of the teams, like I said, Dallas has McFadden, so you're trading one guy for another guy. I'm not entirely sure if you're going to go with Matt Forte or Darren McFadden. You just might as well, because bad this year, so they might as well stick with Darren McFadden and go with you. So you would be bringing in Matt Forte just to replace Darren McFadden, and I don't really see a lot that too much of a difference. He has been more dependable. He has been the source of Chicago's offense. Chicago, like I said, we knew that they were going to go with Jeremy Langford. Matt Forte is an older player. I would like to, Miami would be interested in a running back. How about Atlanta? What do you think about Atlanta?
Oh yeah, I think he would do good in Atlanta. Like I said, whatever their offensive scheme or running scheme is, yeah. And another thing, yeah, Matt Ryan handing off to Matt Forte because Atlanta's a good team. They should have went to the playoffs. They beat us too, of course. So Atlanta has a lot of talent and has a lot of future potential. So I think Matt Forte would fit like a glove in Atlanta. It just depends on their offensive play. Would he adjust?
Yeah, he could split carries with Dante Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
Should carry the whole load. Probably be the same thing in New England. He wouldn't have to carry the whole load. Probably the running backs in Miami. He would be dependent on to help that offense because Miami's offense has been stagnant. So they probably desperately could use the services of a Matt Forte.
That's true, yeah. Now for Dallas, I think Matt Forte would be good because we have like 3 or 4 running backs, halfbacks, combined that we switch. The third string or the fourth string back we could cut him. And I mean, I wouldn't try to demote Matt Forte, but I would have him as a third string to use in rotation. You use McFadden, and then when McFadden's tired, you can bring in Matt Forte. When he gets tired, bring in whoever else our the back is. So I like to have a good. That would be a good combination of rotating running backs.
I mean, Dallas. The only thing about Dallas is that they need to some pass rush this year. I think I would probably lean more towards, if I'm Dallas, getting a younger running back. Pretty much going to be for teams that need a legitimate running back to keep defenses honest.
That's true.
Immediately, I think Dallas, like I said, would dare think that they to Matt Forte. So I would rather have them go for like youth and have Matt Forte's services be used as somewhere like in New England.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think New England would really
will automatically legitimate. You're kind of breaking up a little bit. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, and you're breaking up a little bit too. I mean, your audio breaks up a whole lot. Just through, like I can't catch half what you're saying a lot of times. I don't know what's up with this audio or with your mic or what.
That's I'm not. I don't even have my mic on, dude.
Okay. Oh, maybe that's it. Okay, yeah, I'm using my new studio mic. Anyway, no, what I was saying was, I was going to say, yeah, you're right. New England, who's been a multi Super Bowl champion, really probably doesn't need Matt Forte, because their offensive weapon, offensive scheme is passing mostly. As far as Dallas goes, if only this would be a rant I would do, but I'm just going to say this one line: if only Jerry Jones didn't spend billions on a new stadium, he could have saved those billions and spent it on a good defensive line. So, and that's all I'll say there. It's short and straight to the point.
Well, the thing for whenever he has the money to fucking spend on an offensive line, don't let Jerry Jones fool you. But it's about the salary cap. They can only do so much with the salary cap.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
I mean, the salary cap, if he hadn't spent that money on the stadium, see, spending money on the stadium ruined the salary cap. His salary cap.
Yeah, but fall on the fucking stadium doesn't fall under the salary cap. I'm talking about he can only spend so much because there's a cap in the NFL.
That stadium put a dent in the salary cap.
It has medium. Yeah, because you don't pay a stadium a salary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that stadium costs money. Look at this. You know what the stadium got in it? It's got little restaurant bars and all kinds of big TVs. So
yeah, I know, but he makes money. He makes money off of the stadium. That's not the point. I mean, the point is that he's got to stay under the team salary cap.
I understand what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, he makes money off the stadium, but he's not making money off the team.
That has very little to get defensive line. Fucking didn't get a defensive line because he's short-sighted. That's why he didn't get a defensive line.
Well, short-sighted, and also I think short on salary cap money too. But that's just my opinion. But I don't know. But I think having that stadium, we didn't need that stadium. Dallas, Texas, Irving, Texas was just fine. That's where Tom Landry coached us to 5 Super Bowls. We should have stayed there. If Jerry Jones was smart, we should stay there. That was sacred ground. He's basically, when Jerry Jones came in, he spit on the Cowboys, even though he's got all this money. He spit on Dallas. I mean, to me anyway. That's why.
Well, anyways, man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So, what do you guys think? Where should some of these guys go? Y'all tell us in the comment section. Who do y'all like? Who do you think guys should? These are the 3 biggest free agents. And try to keep up our NFL, give you what we think analysis since you don't get it from ESPN. Y'all like, sub, and I'll put a link below to Malik X and the Prodigal Champ. Those are our accounts. You can go ahead and sub to our personal channels. Y'all like, y'all sub, y'all do the shit that YouTube tells us to do to get over. And for now, we're out.